and 2. Let's see what else happens.
I think we might see a rumble this game actually open up with more bans going towards the top lane. Traditionally, it wasn't a good idea to ban out Huni because he simply had too many champions to play. But some picks are just too strong right now to leave open. At least allow yourself to dance around certain picks.
And getting rid of that gangplank, if you do ban it, would open up for the rumble pick. And again, these big team fight comes. Well, there it is, talking about it. And of course, it is on Origen's side because they knew Fnatic would prioritize it and first pick it.
If Rumble is a priority and if it's Origen that's thinking about it, we've seen Fnatic run Riven into it very successfully. So it's another one of those counters Origen have banned already as well.
Wondering why Fnatic keeps banning Kalista. I believe they did it game 1 as well on blue side. So why not hold that ban for later and force Origen to ban it themselves? Seem to really not want to play against this Kalista, against this Kog'Maw for some reason. May go back to scrims that we haven't seen because obviously these teams would have been scrimming against each other prior to the final.
They seem very afraid of a potential Juggernaut composition coming in from Origen, seeing as Fnatic has valued first picking Elise above a Lulu, leaving a potential hyper carry open could allow Origen to go like early rotation Lulu and then get the Juggernaut composition after. And as Fnatic likes to run fairly low engaged compositions and teamfight focused, a Juggernaut becomes very difficult to deal with.
Then why not just ban the Lulu and try to get rid of one of the biggest important components?
You also want Lulu yourself. I mean, the pick works for you.
Well, you can't bake a cake and eat it. I just missed that. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, Varus will be the next
I'm pretty sure
ban.
you can both bake and eat it, but okay.
Come have your cake and eat it too,
That was what I wanted to say. Varus is the next ban. It's the same from game 2. Lulu is still up and available. Riven is up and available. And Origen have banned Azir previously. They have left Azir up.
Interesting.
Is it first pick worthy?
Is Fnatic gonna call the bluff, say, xPeke, how good is your Azir? Or are just gonna first pick Elise like they've been doing so far, then get it on a later rotation? If Origen want to pick up the Azir early though, they give away their counter pick potential, so Fnatic wants to go for the early Elise, but they seem to be afraid, or at least acknowledging the pick with a hover. They lock in the Azir, they lock in the Corki.
Wow.
Okay, so they've been saving this one, banning the first 2 games, and Fnatic are basically saying, we don't have to first pick it because we haven't seen how well Peke can perform on the champion. That's why they leave it open to take the risk of getting that early pick Elise again for Reignover. So now Peke, we got to see what can he do in Azir. It is such a strong champion, Nash's Tooth. You can go Rylai's in second if you have these poke compositions. Insane amount of kite, insane amount of zone control basically coming in.
Need to see a 3rd damage source with more 80 damage coming out of Soaz though somehow. Or a combination with an aggressive jungler because this is very magic damage heavy, very poke heavy too. However, it's just so much damage that it might not even matter.
Yeah, Origen very clearly looking to once again get the lead in the mid game where there shouldn't be enough magic resist built up to really affect you. Obviously, Locket becomes such a valuable item, so no Runeglaive AP rush for you. Again, Reignover go back to being the tank Elise. That is going to be needed against the first 2 picks on the side of Origen, but it is super mid-game focused. Shen support we should expect, but then again, Fizz is also a flex pick, so 2 flex picks coming in from the side of Fnatic, and 2 of them with a lot of synergy together. The split pushing power of a Fizz, especially once you start scaling up, is so insane, and then you add in the Shen ulti. That's tough to stop for Origen.
Fizz mid should be a good matchup early into Azir because you just put up so much damage, hop out, while Azir spawns with soldiers, just tries to whack away, but you really come untargetable, so a lot of pressure coming out in the middle, and if the Fizz gets played there, probably will be.
So Fnatic still stick with Tristana as their AD carry. Who will Huni be playing top if he does not play that Fizz? For Origen, similar sorts of questions. Gragas is up once again. Amazing his run at both previous games, and his disengage power has been successful.
You can go Braum again if you want the disengage coming in. Otherwise, as you said, multiple supports are open for Origen on their side. We have seen Mithy on Thresh a few times this week. We know he's a fantastic Thresh player. However, it's not really been the highest priority for Origen if we look back at the entire spec. No, Alistar has been up there almost every time it was open for Mithy.
Slightly more offensive tools on a Thresh compared to a Braum. Origen obviously have really good disengage with Gragas and Emperor's Divide. Yeah, you can't Shurima shuffle somebody into your team as easily anymore, but you can still whack them away with that Emperor's Divide, so maybe some good hooks can come out of Mithy. Open up this matchup. Flays can deny jumps as well. stop Fizz from charging in too, so a lot of outplay potential on that champion.
Fnatic right now running very low amount of wave clear. That's always the risk when you pick a Fizz in your solo lane, as he adds very little in that department because you can't trickster on the minions when teams are sieging on your tower. We know Origen is going to get a Nash's Tooth on Azir and a Trinity Force on the Corki and start grouping and poking away at you. The Thresh can then land that hook and start setting up easy picks for the team if Fnatic is stuck under that tower. So they should need some wave clear come in unless they want to rely on winning the early game and then 1-3-1 split push it out.
So it's not the safest of wave clear, but Lulu does a fairly good job with those glitter lancers. You can also extend the range. So that Lulu still featuring 0-2 in the series so far. Fnatic look to change that. For Origen, one last pick. It will most likely be their top laner, Soaz.
And once again, Fnatic has still not shown their own top laner for Soaz to counterpick, because both Fizz and Lulu can go up there. Both of them can play it in the mid lane, or both champions can be played in the mid lane. We know Shen is going support on the side of Fnatic, a pick that worked really well against Unicorns a lot.
Technically,
okay, Lulu could also go support.
We're
not expecting
right
that one though.
Mostly see it on Unrated oversee of SK Gaming. Not favored that much by any other support players so far. We have a nice composition, spells out the game already. Split push with Fizz later on, 4-1. Protect the Rekkles composition. And we saw last game, Rekkles is confident in his team. He was jumping forward, expecting Oriana Ball to follow up and just save his behind, and it did. And really good confidence. And we've seen this in the past in the game against Giants as well, in the Hyper Kalista carry combination with Lulu Kalista, now replaced with Tristana. So later in the game, Tristana gets more attack speed from the Q, has Pixie on her. Do a whole lot of damage.
This should be Fizz top into the Hecarim.
Yeah.
Because once you hit level 6, it's very easy to land your ulti as the Fizz onto Hecarim, and then that trade is won by you. The first few levels can be annoying. Hecarim sitting there spamming Q in your face over and over, but that matchup later on is going to be more than fine for Huni to take, and then you have the split push advantage suddenly.
And the first time that Origen played Fnatic, Soaz was playing Hecarim. It was into Huni's Echo, that particular matchup, and Huni went crazy on his Assassin. So we have a very similar matchup to a historical one that we've already seen.
And that matchup produced a lot of fire. 2 ignites, no flashes. Junglers will very likely show up in that matchup, and it tilts one way pretty hard. And once it does, it might actually tilt your opponent.
You can't outplay a tower dive without a flash.
Yeah.
But
well,
you do have Onslaught and Playful Trickster, so let's see.
Messing up a tower dive as Fizz and Elise is going to be very difficult. You have 2 things to reset the aggro of the tower. This is going to be easier to execute at least for Fnatic, but we have to see if they can do it in game.
Counter curse.
You had to say it. You had to say it out loud. The moment you say it out loud, the exact opposite is what happens in game.
Unless I'm a blessing, and when I say it, it happens.
The Pulsar God himself has given the blessing to the tower dive potential. Guys, on Twitter, 1-1 is the current series score. Hashtag FNC win, hashtag OG win. Show your support. It was 52% in favor of Fnatic on Twitter. There's a whole lot more in favor in Stockholm. And we're loading up onto the Rift for Game 3 of the Summer Split Finals.
Fnatic using that blue side really well to have some flex pick coming in. We talked about how Soaz needed a physical damage dealer up in the top lane to really fit this composition Origen was running, and he had to go for Hecarim despite not knowing what he was facing.
The lack of exhaust in this series strikes me as a bit weird. If you think about Fizz charging, if you think about Rekkles on that Tristana buffed up with a Lulu Pixie, just such good, efficient exhaust targets by the supports here, but both want to run Ignite, both want to win the lane, win the early to mid game, and snowball from there to see if it works out that way.
And another early play. This time it's Fnatic.
Is he going to start jumping?
The moves. Huni's looking forward. The rocket jump doesn't slow. The Playful Trickster doesn't connect either.
What a waste.
Okay. A lot of information given to Origen.
Well, Soaz did start E as well on the Hecarim, so we'll slow down his early jumping quite a bit if he's deciding to group with Amazing, which is what we are expecting. Again, it is just the safest option if you don't know where the lanes are going. Start with your jungler, share 2 camps together, and then you can always TP to either one lane, or you can look at where the lane stop is going, so you make sure you get a decent start. They're on a ward now on the side of Fnatic, placed by Origen, so they know at least Huni and Reignover is on the top side of the map. They also see them leave and obviously walk into the shadows once again.
Origen trying to match that lane. They're going to see that they've chosen the wrong path. Nobody wants to show on that ward on the top side. That's why Mithy and Niels were hovering, but they see Rekkles and YellowStar, and they're changing their path. They were ready to go to top lane, but they didn't move over that ward. They haven't revealed themselves yet. Now they're moving to the bot lane, so 2v2 with Tristana starting jump. However, it's already 2 minutes on the clock, and they're not even close to that lane.
You want the 2v2 lane here if you're Origen, and you want the one-on-one top for Soaz to be a little bit of a bully in the first few levels, at least. So smart play from Origen, but they're coming very, very late to this, so they're going to lose the push.
Yeah, but Rekkles, he started with a jump, so a lot of zoning potential on this Corki and Thresh lineup. Let's see how aggressive Mithy will play it. He can find an opening.
And that Thresh, Mithy's been playing so confidently this series. Get both games actually challenging Rekkles and YellowStar. We talked about how it's not the greatest of priorities for Mithy, but again, he's got very good statistics, very good performance, and he likes playing aggressive. He likes looking for roams and likes looking for those picks where he can.
It's again why when we see Origen in the draft, it's very often AD carries for Niels where he can handle himself in the lane. So you enable Mithy to start roaming, join in with Amazing, flash body slam or hook, beautiful CC chain, and it's very easy to set up these ganks here or dives. Level 2 now for the bottom lane.
And interesting, what speaks to the confidence of Mithy and Niels in his bot lane is that Mithy is not running any sustain from Relic Shield. He went for the coin approach, so gets him more global gold on average. Obviously removes the lasting part of Relic Shield as well, which is a very hefty task, but no sustain for Niels, so Niels will have to be very careful in these trades. Mostly it's initiated because it's a melee matchup on the terms of supports.
Talking about melee matchup, it is Hecarim into Fizz in the top lane. Huni and Soaz both use their teleports, both have ignites. And let's see, we may get an early tower dive. Huni trying to bait out a little bit of a trade at Soaz.
Look at the position of the minions. They're slowly but surely pushing down towards Huni. So right now, Reignover is just going to sit here and he's going to wait for either Amazing to show himself and then he's going to counter gank it, or he's going to wait for Soaz to overextend when he's trying to shove out this wave. It's very normal for the jungler to go up and assist his top laner when the wave is pushing, and they're going in.
Cocoon! Soaz is in trouble. Playful Trickster up and it's down. First blood to Huni. Amazing may be in trouble. Huni and Reignover are looking for more. The Cocoon's not going to be available and the minion line saves Amazing.
Such a good read from Fnatic in terms of where the minions were pushing down and how easy they can set up either gank or the counter gank, and that is so important when you have these matchups that can snowball so hard. There's no flash on either side. You can obviously just return if you're Fnatic.
And honestly, a big mistake on Soaz's part. He knew, or he should know, that this was coming. Now we see return gank from Reignover. He moves into the mid lane. Not gonna do anything here because he's showing. He's just gonna pressure in because Febiven, he was poked out early.
It's good to see Peke playing confidently on this Azir, out of mana now. But as I said, we've only seen it once before and it was a loss. We'd actually felt with 2 bans, maybe Peke and Origen weren't going to play it. So you evaluate his performance and just how good his drifts and his divides can be.
But just some mind games from Origen looking across the entire day. Start out by banning it 2 games in a row, clearly highlighting this is not something we want to value as a very early pick. And then when they leave it open, they tell Fnatic, hey, take a chance now. Either you pick it or we take it in the first rotation and you don't know if we played properly. Paid off for them for now, if Peke can execute on this Azir. Now we see return from Amazing at least on the top side. Last time he couldn't do anything because Soaz had already gone down when he showed up.
Waves pushing heavily against Fnatic. Soaz is at Huni's tower. If you look down bottom, Niels and Mithy are at Rekkles' tower as well.
And it's the same again here. Amazing knows the wave is pushing out. It's a no-flash top laner, so he needs to be there as backup. So he keeps getting pulled towards the top lane and hasn't really gotten anything from it yet. Other than this time around, he made sure Soaz could push out the wave, reset the whole thing so he doesn't suddenly get denied because Fizz is standing there with a frozen wave.
You catch our eyes down bottom as we see Febiven getting a brief glimpse of Amazing. A few items picked up. Balmy Cinder for Reignover. 1 tick for the tank build that we're expecting. A couple of wards as well. And we see a slight deviation in stats in the mid lane. Peke has gone for the Fiendish Codex versus the Chalice for Rekkles, and both AD carries farming their way up. So despite the fact Rekkles and YellowStar are playing early, they are now marginally behind Niels and Mithy. I think a lot of respect being given. That's twice we've seen Mithy fishing, but not finding any bait.
Yeah, that usually is the mark of just a bot lane. Very well spaced out, you know, both playing at max range, and it's so hard to find an opening. You try to curve the hook around the minion, but even if it hits, minor trades anyways, because Shen can always counter-engage with taunt. So bot lane's not going anywhere, mid lane's not going anywhere, so we might see the junglers return and just put pressure on this top lane. Not necessarily gank, but just deny experience and deny CS.
And with that early kill for Fnatic, they have full control of the top lane. Huni just missing Mishing. That is a mix of obviously a fish and
a fish mishing.
A mishing. He's mishing it. A sneaky as well from him.
Actually, big facepalm from Huni as well. Really disappointed with himself there.
Huni still confirmed.
I'm not sure I'm willing to go that far. Deficio, flash cocoon will secure the flash from Peke. So,
xPeke could have healed out of that one too, but he respected Reignover enough. Don't quite see where that cocoon was going. Taunt might come on a Mithy here. They'll start looking for some zone.
Oh, the lantern! That's a two-red taunt. YellowStar.
What does it do though?
Take a few auto attacks. It'll deny CS and it sends that message that we love to talk about.
Reignover showed himself on the bottom lane. Not sure if YellowStar just wanted Origen to think he'd overextended. And they can like turn around and maybe take a trade, then Reignover joined. But what we saw before is what we're gonna keep seeing. Soaz has fallen behind in the top lane, so we're gonna see the Fizz push down the wave to the tower, and that enables this very easy dive. Now we see Amazing down the bottom lane, and YellowStar is in trouble.
YellowStar is in trouble. We can see Rekkles, though, gonna jump forward aggressively. I don't think that Death Sentence connected from Mithy. Teleport was cancelled by Huni. The max range hook! And that's gonna be a kill here. Who will get it first? YellowStar secures a kill for Fnatic. The Stand United is being channeled. Rekkles is in full retreat.
Here's Reignover.
Give Rekkles your power. It will not be enough. The taunt will secure another one. 1 for 2 trades.
What an absolute fantastically disgusting hook from Mithy, predicting the flash, but it didn't account for the turnaround damage. Good read by Rekkles there. Gets the kill, jumps out, Stand United comes out. Massive outplay. Initially from Mithy, but then from Fnatic.
It does work out. I'm going to look for a Death Sentence, but YellowStar, such great zoning, and this is the aggressive play from Rekkles that we keep talking about.
We've seen this so many times today already. He knows the team is there to back him up. He wants to be the big playmaker. Mithy though, beautiful hook, and then the fight is on.
Yeah, and then Ignite comes out and turns out the damage on Niels. Rekkles jumps up, the only path we can take. Level up on YellowStar 2 into Stand United. Yes, Shurima's coming down the river, but Elise is here already. Mithy has to flash play. The only way that play could have been even crazier is Mithy managed to interrupt the taunt.
Soaz was sitting ready at his own tower. He had teleport up and no teleport for Huni, and he didn't use it to try and join the fight. If you're losing your lane already, use that teleport to try and impact other lanes, because you can't really do a whole lot yourself. This is a very normal roam though for Mithy. After a fight in the bottom lane, if he knows the wave is going to be even or shoved out by Niels, he takes an early path to the top side, but nothing to do really.
It's ward inside Origen's jungle. That pink ward is placed several minutes ago. That was when Huni looked for the engage. Emperor's Divide defensively. Not going to stop a cocoon. Febiven's got the glitzer on. The flash taunt, and Peke is down. YellowStar once again sending messages via ninja delivery.
First gank, you got the flash. What do? You return. Connect another long-range cocoon from Reignover. Flash taunt from YellowStar, that secures the kill, so now you get pressure in mid lane. That opens up for you to invade into the enemy jungle, and look where Reignover is running now. He's in behind Soaz. If Huni pushes down this top wave, they can go for a dive.
Yeah, very textbook outplays here by Fnatic, really reading the situation right. Wants to go up by that pink ward that he procured earlier. Now Soaz is under pressure. He knows it's coming, but there's so little that he can do about it. He knows somewhere there's a spider coming, but he has to drop CS.
Was it a Deficio blessing or a Deficio curse? To see if the tower dive is going to take place.
Well, he needs to be under the tower though. I mean, hiding on the other side of the wall. But the key thing is he's missing out. He gets the experience. That's why he's hiding here as well.
Wow, how creative is that?
And obviously, Fnatic didn't expect him to be there. So he got some of the experience from the minions dying, but he didn't get the farm. So he keeps being super far behind, and all you need to do is apply pressure to force him off. TP is still available for him, and they're going to take a fight in the bottom lane. He can join.
The taunt will connect onto Mithy, but so does the flash body slam and the explosive cast. Febiven is going to try to roam early enough, but it's Rekkles that's down. Origen, they commit a lot, but they get themselves a kill, and they may get a tower as well.
And that's what you do when you're slowly bleeding farm on the top lane. You move away from the problem, you create a problem somewhere else for your opponents. Origen moved down to the bot lane with 4 of their members. xPeke forces Febiven to roam, but then xPeke takes the tower mid. So good reaction by Origen here. Instead of returning to that top lane, trying to chase loss, now they create new opportunities for themselves. An amazing, fantastic body slam flash.
Again, this was one of the big talking points coming into this series here. Origen getting standard lanes. Allow Niels and Mithy to show how good they are in the 2v2 lane. They're winning it this one here. That means they can take the tower. So despite having a losing top lane, they just turned around on the other side of the map. We see Soaz, he wanted to help out with teleport. He knows I'm not doing anything on my own. My tower is going to go down. Let me at least try and snowball the rest of my team. What he's doing now as well is saying, I'm falling behind, so there's no reason to rush a Trinity Force. I'm not going to get it in time. Just go tank early on and just be a front line. Allow Niels and xPeke to be the carries.
We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to carry Origen from the deficit. Fnatic have got a gold lead, a kill lead, and they're going to secure themselves a dragon shortly with control of the bottom half of the map. I'm still looking at that pink ward. It's just behind Origen's red buff. That's been there for 5-6 minutes now, maybe. And Febiven almost replies with the tower mid, but xPeke is able to return, and he's got the wave clear to deal with it.
So 2 very, very low pink wards. Even if servers want to join.
That's pink ward vision, ladies and gentlemen. Trademarks.
Origen has been playing on the bottom side of the map. Now TP in. There was a Shen joining.
It is, and Niels is down.
Partying the bot lane. From Fnatic, teleport behind. Flying from the left side. Tower dive straight up. Yeah, Fnatic just outmaneuvering Origen. Even if Origen knows that the plays are coming, there's absolutely nothing they can do against them. So they need to start pre-planning better. Because Fnatic are making these very, very beautiful strategic plays across the map.
xPeke just recalled before that play happened because he wanted that Nash's Tooth. So he's gone back a few times within the last few minutes. That means he couldn't apply any pressure mid with Amazing. So despite 4 members from Fnatic on the bottom side, only the top lane is getting pushed in. It's full HP, and you can see how Fnatic is rushing back to stop it from going down.
And Origen's team comp was going to spike in power in the mid game with the Trinity Force on their Corki, with Nash's Tooth now on Azir. Maybe that's where they're going to find some strength to contest objectives. Fnatic have a Trinity Force of their own in Huni, and Rekkles is still farming his way up again. 3rd game in a row on this Tristana.
Fnatic reaching the point where if they group, they get very strong, and if not, they have a really good 4-1. Rekkles is in good position, even though he's down a couple of kills. He still does enough damage if he gets that shield from Lulu in the mid lane. Overall, top lane, Huni will just straight up savagely beat Soaz to poke in that top lane with that Triforce spike already. So Origen, they will need to find an opening. So far, the only opening really has been from Body Slam Flash, as the heroic pink ward falls, and hooks from Mithy. So we need to see a flash hook, a flash predict from Mithy coming out somehow to open up and siege down that mid lane, open up the map and make some plays.
As long as Huni doesn't have his teleport ready, predicting when the flank is gonna happen is very easy for Origen. That's just ward on the side when you're grouping with Azir Corki, and you're gonna see the Fizz run down. So as long as that is not available for Fnatic, you might just see them sit back and try and wave clear it out, and that's in favor of Origen. Soaz needs to sit under his own tower. Don't try and challenge Soaz up in this, or Huni up in this top lane at all. Just farm, wait till you can join your team, and then have an impact. But the grouping of Azir and Corki should mean this mid tower will go down very soon.
Role reversal of game 1, where Soaz was ahead. Now Huni is ahead, and Fnatic, I'm going to try to play around him. Huni's still not left that top lane, applying a lot of pressure. Good deep wards, at least start replacing heroic pink ward that just died shortly, and Fnatic seem comfortable and content to just keep farming and try to wait out their own pass fight.
Soaz is leaving the top lane right now, allowing Huni just to push it in. He wants to go down and try and secure some farm away from this bully up in the top lane. We've seen now both top laners being really far behind in one of the games, and Reignover.
Hand over there.
That's important. You need that wave clear from Lulu. It was the last pick coming in for Fnatic, and they needed it because of the grouping and the poke from Origen. Now Soaz, he cannot catch a break.
No, but he will most likely catch a taunt when YellowStar decides to throw it. There's the Onslaught of Shadows, there's the taunt. Rocket jump for good measure, and an easy peasy kill. It's actually YellowStar that gets it. I think it may have been an
Yeah, really well played, and Fnatic's patience in terms of gameplay just highlighted right there as well. You cancel the charge from the Hecarim with the Tristana ulti, wait for him to ulti out, then taunt after him or on him. Just don't blow your cooldowns. Calculated play here. Mithy getting caught. Fish.
Oh, Huni's gonna get him. He's
Shen
got
as well.
United. Here comes YellowStar. YellowStar's gonna taunt up Niels. That's gonna remove the auto attacks. Huni's trying to get away. He goes back in. YellowStar's not gonna have enough to get Niels down, but he may have bought enough time. He'll taunt up Amazing. That'll land into a cocoon. Emperor's Divide will knock Reignover back. He's gonna drop back down after the repel. Wild Growth will keep him up a few seconds longer, but it's Origen that trade 1 for 2.
Yeah, Fnatic should have been happy with the 1-for-1 where they got the first kill onto Mithy, traded for Huni because down the bottom lane you had a push going already, and you lost the chance of even taking a mid tower by moving all your members top and even being too late. So now, Origen being able to respond with the tower very, very important for them because this also gives Soaz some gold, so he can be more relevant.
Yeah, a bit of a greedy play from Fnatic. They're taking out the support. You have to obviously bail because you used just too many cooldowns on that kill on Mithy. If he dropped like a fly, but he did his job, soak up the cooldowns, and that's all you have to do. Find an opening somehow. I don't know, baiting your opponents, using ultis, or getting these crazy flash to take hooks. And now the mid tower is falling as well, so Origen crawling their way back into the game.
Let's just remember how strong Origen is when it also comes to taking down the tower itself. Nash is still gonna see his own W applied onto the tower. Shen proc from the Corki coming in. He's going to play the Run King second, so even more attack speed being added up. Give them a few seconds at your tower and it drops extremely quickly. That means for Fnatic, when they're trying to set up this split push with Huni, they need to make sure they have enough wave clear sitting ready to stop that fast push coming from Origen. Otherwise, they're just gonna go straight down the lane and say, Huni, you better teleport in behind us and try and take a fight, otherwise your tower is gone.
For Origen, despite falling very far behind in the first 10 minutes, they continue to find picks and claw them way back in. Soaz, he is still down a large amount of gold in CS, but he's got that Frozen Heart, he's got the Spectre's Cowl, so he's building up some defensive stats, and the initiation power of that ultimate cannot be understated if Fnatic are grouped.
And we're gonna have this setup now where we have double tank from Origen, so it's a strong front line. Fnatic is only running really the Elise, standing as the solo tank. So if Huni fails to get and engage on the backline of Origen, it suddenly becomes very difficult for him to have an impact in the fight. And then it's between Febiven and Rekkles versus xPeke and Niels, and who can kill the enemy front line the fastest. Seeing as it's only an Elise on the side of Fnatic, that's going to be very quick for Origen to take down and then start getting on to the squishy members of Fnatic.
Dragon has spawned. Fnatic secured the first one uncontested thanks to their lead. Origen look like they're going to start this one out, but Fnatic, they've already channeled the teleport. Huni's going to arrive before Soaz can even start his TP. Origen in full retreat. Cocoon doesn't connect. Death Sentence does. The box goes down and everything to follow. YellowStar taunts out defensively and has the wild growth to stay alive. Dragon secured by Fnatic. The Onslaught of Shadows catches Reignover. He does not have a repel. Losing one for Dragon, probably worth it.
Well, look how perfect Origen set up that Dragon here. They start the Dragon, they see the TP coming, and instantly they disengage. They back away, they use the lantern. Notice here again, they know if Huni cannot get into the backline, they can start using that very strong long-range poke they have from Azir and Corki. So the front line of Fnatic is not a problem, and now everyone is dead.
Well,
Things happen, champions died, spells were used, but it looks like Origen are taking out Tier 2 tower in mid lane.
so they got themselves, what's that, 2 kills?
2 kills
and
on
a tower after losing the Dragon. Great play from Origen, obviously rotating back towards the middle lane. Is this a replay of what we missed? There it is. So this is the first time we watched.
Lack of wave clear prompts and engage from Huni. Thinks he can survive with Stand United, but then the hook connects on Febiven as well. It's a good thing what Mithy did there. He switches the targets. Because when you're all whacking away on that single target, you never expect the hook to switch, and then suddenly things happen. Champions were dead and spells were used, Trevor.
You know, and it's actually so unfortunate because the teams are reacting and punishing the smallest mistakes so quickly that even just trying to catch up on the action means we miss a little more. To summarize it, another kill, another tower. Fnatic still in the lead, ever so slightly.
So very tempered, aggressive early games. I think we're gonna need more replays so these teams can make more plays off screen somehow.
I can support that decision.
But yeah.
Does Huni want to commit again?
All in all, it's pretty even. 8-7, 1,000 golden lead for Fnatic right now. Look at Baron though, they might actually go over it because they have Scuttle Cup. Yeah, they're going for the sneaky Baron. Crowd, don't give this away.
Fnatic is nearby though. Huni should go and check this one. He's so close. Walking by, he sees what's going on here, boys.
Oh, okay, defensive play, lantern out.
And we're out.
Shun the waters.
He smelled something fishy right there. I really love that play, by the way. Giving the enemy Scuttle Crab.
You know what? That did not deserve a clap, and you should all feel bad.
Clap all you want, Stockholm. Keep clapping.
Good attempt.
I really like it. Giving away Scuttle Crab and then just giving this perception that you have information, but not actually getting to peek into the Baron pit, especially if you have plan B. If you all flash into the pit, maybe not the best approach, but you have Body Slime coming up, you have Lantern to get out, so overall...
Look what's going on now, though. Origen can just walk straight down the mid lane because Fnatic, instantly after they stopped the Baron, they split up in 1-3-1 and didn't realize Origen could just very fast push down. We talked about this. Corki with Trinity Force, Azir, how fast these towers will drop. Fnatic dropping the ball.
And they are now exposed. Inhibitor in the middle lane is open for attack. We did see Rekkles pick up a static shiv 4 minutes ago. Febiven still trying to farm up some power, but xPeke with the Nashes and the needlessly large rod.
Reignover face checking here on Soaz.
Soaz might be in trouble. Onslaught of Shadows is available and used defensively. Buster Shot will not get the kill. Febiven is looking for more on the side in the middle. Let's see where we can find him. The Flash Taunt does connect. There's Huni over from the side. Chum the waters on Niels. It's exactly who he wants. He's going to be able to get away though, and Huni's in trouble.
Damage.
Wild Growth was used onto YellowStar as he was channeling Stand United, and Febiven's Ignite takes down Amazing. Death Sentence does not connect with anybody. A 1-for-2 trade, and Fnatic want the tower. Oh, that's going forward. Rekkles looks for more.
Oh.
The crit was not enough, but the Lulu autos are not going to be able to kill Mithy.
Gets one at least.
Even
Rekkles.
Sheepy is surprised.
Rekkles is on fire when it comes to jumping forward on Tristana, knowing when he can get a kill, and of course staying alive. The rest of his team was behind him.
xPeke had Shurima's shuffle, not Shurima's shuffle, Emperor's Divide available. So Soaz trying to catch Reignover, but finds himself caught a little bit. He ultis out and then gets the worst possible angle because he goes straight into Huni. Reignover will finish him off, but just keep watching Rekkles and xPeke's mana bar. This fight goes so long that he's completely out of mana, and eventually Rekkles realizes that and jumps in aggressively yet again.
And remember, these fights is about can Huni get to the backline of Origen, and who can then kill the front line first if he fails to do it. This game here, or this fight, he managed to do basically everything. He got to the backline, he got onto Niels. At the same time, the front line was gone from Origen because we saw Soaz getting caught out and run away. So there was no way for Origen really to win the fight. And that meant even with the tower, nothing they could do. Fnatic, 4 towers down, slightly behind in that department, but they are winning in terms of gold.
Oh, now Amazing. Gonna have the support of Mithy. Takes the Lantern out, setting up a potential pick. But Fnatic do not fall prey. Teleport's available for Huni. It will be available for Soaz shortly. And it feels like the Baron's the next big objective for vision control.
There's still 2 wards behind the Baron he can teleport to, but Origen also knows there was just a big fight. They saw Fnatic run back from the tower, so there shouldn't be any deep wards, or a lot of them behind him. If they wait, they will disappear when Mithy getting caught out.
He has been caught. xPeke has been chunked by a couple of auto attacks. Reignover's not going to get caught by the Death Sentence. Teleport in from the back line on Huni. Peke has been able to take over Reignover. The Chum the Waters doesn't find a target. Playful up, Trickster down. Lands on Soaz and Amazing. Soaz is going to be able to get away for the time being.
Oh,
Amazing's the focus. Huni stays alive. The taunt prevents Huni getting taken out. Another 1-for-1 trade. Jungler's down.
Such a close fight. Huni missed the ulti when he came in there from the flank, and yet the trade. 1-for-1, no Baron taking. He's just looking at everything. He doesn't even know what's going on. Nobody wants to kill him at the moment.
Yeah, that's a danger of fighting Azir near choke points. Yes, one of you may get through, 2 of you may get through, but then he shuts the door. He just puts the Emperor's Divide in between that choke point. Fnatic couldn't reach Reignover. Luckily for him, he could buy some time with the repel. And we're gonna see this again. Keep your eyes on what xPeke does once the Cuckoo Line dashes forward. 3-man Emperor's Divide, they can't get through. They have the time to take Elise down, but luckily the hook doesn't connect off the repel. Bit of a misplay by Mithy there, and that just forces Soaz to ulti, so unlucky chain of events. Good sidestep, good play. Huni has to jump out. Amazing mispredicts the playful trickster, so just ever so slightly, this series can turn any direction.
But there's barely any threat towards Rekkles and Febiven right now, because we see how Soaz is building full tank, so he cannot go in and one-shot a target, even with like home guard TP for himself. Didn't even complete the home guard yet. But they can sit back and deal all the damage. Reignover getting hooked in by Mithy.
Well, Reignover's in a little bit of trouble. Repels up. He's going to find Amazing. Going to get knocked backwards. He will go down. So Fnatic got their 3rd dragon. It cost them their jungler's life. And Origen are moving towards Baron.
Yeah, they're moving towards Baron. They have another Emperor's Divide available to cut off a choke point. Yes, Scuttlecrab might be fading out right now, but Huni doesn't have teleport available, so he has to move over, probably through vision, so they can just start it and force an engage by Fnatic.
It looks like that's going to be the case. Fnatic in a 4v5. Reignover dead for 15 more seconds. Baron is down to 2,500. Origen looking to secure it. Can they do it? Yes! Origen get Baron, but they've already lost one. Defensive plays from the rest of the team. The Death Sentence connects onto Huni. He may be able to stay alive, though. That's Rekkles with 1. The taunt will secure another. Aggressive
Here's
forward.
red buff
for the slow. The explosion charge is there. Amazing's trying to get away. The boom, the slow. Rekkles has got no mana, but he will have the whimsy. He's going to have the movement speed. Keeps applying the shots. Crit, taunt, hit, dead. Another one for Febiven, 16-10.
xPeke with his best Gandalf impression wasn't enough to keep them away. You shall not pass. We shall take the Baron, but that was unaccounted for Rekkles. Yeah, just jumping in, getting another aggressive kill, and then the trampoline starts. Jump, kill, jump, kill, jump, kill. Almost gets a pentakill right there, and he's the man to watch because there's no threat at him at all.
Nothing can kill him unless we see Peke diving in with someone like Amazing, with Soaz, and just instantly trying to one-shot him, but then the Lulu's in the way, the Shen ulti is gonna be in the way. So there's so many shields for Rekkles now. He's getting to the late game point of Tristana where the range gets longer and longer as well. He's going to be the big carry for Fnatic, and all the likes of Huni has to do is just distract the backline of Origen at this point, let Rekkles do the rest of the job.
As it stands, Huni's dealt 16,000 damage to Origen's champions. Soaz has dealt 4,000. I do feel that Soaz building tank will affect those numbers, but our statisticians feel it is important to note. And the only member who survived that Baron encounter was xPeke. So the only man that can now buff up those minions for the next few minutes will be Emperor Shurima.
Yeah, but Origen is not going to use it because xPeke just shoved up top. Seems like he wants to go back to base instead. He's sitting on currently, only 600 gold. But he's pushing on his own together with Mithy. Not really exactly, not the strongest 2v2.
Stop hating on supports, Deficio.
Applying pressure. And therefore we can see Fnatic just say, you know what, we don't care. Pushing that one wave. We're going to go to the bottom side of the map instead. We have Tristana. Your tower will die in a few seconds.
Yet again, we just want to reiterate how important flanks are in this position of the game. If Huni can get a flank off, if Soaz can get a flank off, it can change an entire team fight, especially with the way xPeke can divide these fights.
We see a different build from Huni this game here. Trinity Force into Rylai's. I've seen it a little bit in solo queue. I would expect him to go Liandry's Torment as the third item now to get... Basically, you have the Rylai's, which slows down the target together with your own ulti and so on, and then you apply that extra damage from the Liandry's. Gives you a little bit burst coming in. Not the tanky route, though, we often see after Trinity Force from a Fizz. So he's he's gonna die very, very quick. That's all we can say.
Origen moving down the mid lane. Fnatic caught with their pants down in this 1-3-1. They're not in a position to trade inhibitors because the tier 1 or tier 3 tower in mid lane is already down. So Origen looking to kill the inhib and make their way out of there.
Origen are going to get to the inhibitor. How much damage can they do? Couple hits down. Recall already finished for Huni. He does have Home Guard to come in. Playful Trickster's forward, and a two-man taunt on the front line of Origen forces a defensive onslaught of shadows. Soaz rides the lantern out, and the passive from Azir will keep the tower alive. Reignover was in trouble. There goes YellowStar, another taunt. Huni's looking for Mithy. Wild Growth will slow them down. Glitterlance connects as well. And Rekkles plus that's a kill to Rekkles. That's a double. He's looking for more. That's a triple. He's looking for 4. That's the quadra. He will get it. The reset forward. Looking for a pentakill. We're in Sweden. The Swedish gets it. It's a pentakill.
Rekkles is on fire today. He's jumping forward. He gets the kills. He wins the fight for Fnatic.
Origen get aced, get pentakill by Rekkles. Look at the player cams. Origen are destroyed and Fnatic are ecstatic.
There's absolutely no threat from Origen when it comes to the backline of Fnatic with this full tank underfarmed Hecarim. So we see the fight start. Origen know, okay, we have to try and kite back because we have an Azir turret being built, so we can use it to our advantage. We try and disengage as much as possible, but again, the damage dealers of Fnatic are left untouched, so it's just a matter of time before they say, okay, your front line is now low, we can start cleaning them up one by one. And what better champion to do that than Tristana? Get one, jump, get one, jump.
Yeah, what impressed me the most in that fight is the way Fnatic members went in and out of these fights, as we expect it goes down to the top from Huni, as we were in the replay, as this series will allow. But just, Fnatic, they don't overstep their boundaries. When they get greedy, they step out on a sliver of health, somebody else, a new challenger approaches, and then step by step, they just use that sustain coming out of those shields, and eventually, Rekkles is untouched, gets one kill, and then the trampoline starts, and he keeps going forward, eventually netting him a pentakill, and just beautiful, well-paced fight from Fnatic.
All credit to Rekkles for his aggressive rocket jumps forward, but somebody needs to give YellowStar a pat in the back. I do not think he's missed a taunt this game, especially the crucial ones. Another inhibitor's going to drop shortly in Fnatic. They earned themselves a 10,000 gold lead. They may even look for more.
Yeah, and a fantastic Shen build right now as well. This is a support Shen taking on Soaz as a top laner right here. Nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to die. I just want to look at his build, though. He goes for the face of the mountain first. Banner of Command second to add some split push pressure. But now he's going for Zeke's Harbinger. If Rekkles wasn't already strong enough, he will be once that item gets completed. YellowStar, is he really forcing Soaz out?
Yeah,
maybe with some help from
Huni's showing up and turning it around. Soaz is out of mana. This is what happens when you are full tank Hecarim and you don't do anything.
Look at my pony.
It's simply not amazing.
Give it to YellowStar.
Huni gets the kill.
Greedy.
Easy peasy pudding and pie. Dragon number 4 was secured as well. I have to ask the question, did Origen have enough gas in the tank for only one single victory? We will find out because there is at least one more game. If Fnatic wins the next one, they guarantee that top seed at Worlds.
I mean,
But this is a crushing game.
Some of these sides were incredibly close though. Just one hook predict, one body slam on the playful of Trickster happening could have prevented a lot of these resets, you know, won the fight for Fnatic. They had good ideas in terms of zone control, shutting the door with the Emperor's Divide. A couple ballsy Baron attempts. I like seeing that, especially with the Scuttle Crab, so Origen definitely still have a chance.
I really enjoy to see how much the top lane as well is doing in this matchup between Soaz and Huni. Because we have seen the Gangplank coming in 2 games. This one here, 2 no-flash top laners against each other who wants to go aggressive in the early stages. And then with the impact of the junglers, always putting so much attention on the top side of the map early on. This game was in favor of Reignover and Fnatic. We saw the first pick Elise really pay off. Last game it backfired a little bit, they fell behind due to it. And so it's gone back and forth in this matchup, but suddenly the Elise pick for Reignover really showing the strong early ganks you can pull off.
Baron number 1 of this game secured for Fnatic, as Huni is continuing to just out-trade Soaz in every single regard. That tank build is not working, and Leandri's Torment is getting closer.
And that tower's gone.
In the blink of an eye. That support's gone as well. Febiven is going to get the kill. Niels will fall shortly. Huni's going to get that one. Amazing. 2,500 HP. That is just being melted. The bomb's going to secure it. A jump forward into the wall. Rekkles cannot get that one. He will get some auto attacks down before Stand United, as well as that shield from Lulu, will keep him alive. All 3 inhibitors are down.
Yeah, Rekkles just casual lifestealing up, double lifesteal items right now. Baron buffs coming in on the siege creep, 5 against 2. Should be an easy close. Just how many kills can OG drag with them? Ignite on Huni. Huni?
Rekkles gets another one, 13, 2, and 9, trying to send that message. The Glitterlons almost takes Peck out on the fountain, and Fnatic go 2-1.
Very close early game in this one here. Origen gave up the top side, wanted to try and feed Niels even more. He won the lane together with Mithy, and of course with their pressure they got from Amazing once he swapped away from that top side. But then with Huni being a threat, and with the fact that Origen never managed to really use that mid-game spike to get a massive advantage, it meant we got to late game where this Tristana was just untouched.
Yeah, for me it all goes back to that initial cocoon in the top lane. You know, 1 cocoon to rule them, 1 cocoon to bind them. So as he got caught, just 2 more seconds, just wait for your jungler, make it a team effort, play together. He overextended in the minion wave, got caught, couldn't even use his ignite, and then doesn't even matter if you see the gank coming afterwards. You get forced off your tower, you fall behind in CS in this very volatile matchup.
But that's the risk you take, isn't it?
It's so tricky though.
Hecarim last pick into what could have been Fizz, what could have been Lulu, is a tough scenario for Origen.
Credit to Fnatic for having that flex option.
Yeah.
So use the blue side really well. They didn't know it was going to be Lulu top, Fizz top coming in. And then when you are a top laner in a snowballing matchup, and you're like, okay, am I going to give up the next 6, 7 CS because I know the jungler could be here? Soaz clearly said, you know what, I'm going to go for it. It backfired.
Yeah.
And it cost him a lot. He had to go full tank because he fell so far behind, and he had, honestly, no impact on the game.
Down 100 CS by another 0, 8, and 4 on that Hecarim. It's actually a very similar situation to what happened the last time. This very similar matchup happened. The Assassin into the Engage power. Next game, Origen are on the blue side against Fnatic. It is potentially the last game of the European Summer Split. I was looking at the face cams, player cams rather, and Origen just looked distraught. They were not happy. After the pentakill to Rekkles, it has to add more pressure. It has to break something.
It's never fun being down where you know the next game will obviously cost you the entire thing. But when you talk to Origen coming into this match here, Amazing was the only player really saying, we're going to win. I mean, come on, we're going to take them down. All the other players were kind of laid back a little bit, saying, okay, we're going to do our best, we're going to see what's going to happen, but we know Fnatic are the favorites. So even if you are down now 2 games, you look at the first game and said, okay, we managed to win it. You're on blue side now, so we should expect the Gangplank ban coming in from Fnatic. Maybe that opens up something they can use, a Kalista potentially. Not expecting Fnatic to leave that one open, though.
Yeah, we'll have to think about those picks and bans and figure out how these teams are going to adjust. Fnatic is just one way away